King Baldwin IV of Jerusalem, a name that echoes through the annals of history, known for his unyielding courage, brilliant tactics, and, perhaps most famously, for his battle with a debilitating disease that never stopped him from leading his people in war. But Baldwin IV wasn't just a king. He was a warrior, a symbol of strength in a time of constant conflict. This is the story of Baldwin IV, the Leper King. Born in 1161, Baldwin IV was the son of Amalric I of Jerusalem and Agnes of Courtenay. From an early age, Baldwin was groomed for leadership in the turbulent world of the Crusader states. But by the time he was 9, Baldwin would be faced with a challenge that would define his life. He was diagnosed with leprosy. Despite his diagnosis, Baldwin's spirit remained unbroken. Instead of retreating from the world, he embraced his destiny. His father, King Amalric, recognized his son's potential and prepared him for the duties of leadership. Baldwin, though suffering, was determined to not let his illness define him or the fate of Jerusalem. By the time Baldwin was 16, he had already earned a reputation as a warrior. His first major test came in 1177, when Saladin, the Sultan of Egypt and Syria, launched a massive campaign to conquer the Crusader states. Baldwin, though still a teenager and weakened by his illness, took command of the Crusader army. The Battle of Montcassard would become one of Baldwin's most legendary victories. Despite being outnumbered, Baldwin's forces, with their knightly discipline and Baldwin's fearless leadership, delivered a crushing defeat to Saladin's army. Baldwin's victory here not only cemented his reputation as a military commander, but also proved that even a man suffering from leprosy could stand toe-to-toe with history's greatest conquerors. Saladin was no ordinary enemy. He was a strategic genius, and while Baldwin's victory at Montcassard was significant, the threat from the Muslim forces remained constant. Baldwin, however, was a king who led from the front. Despite his declining health, he remained an active leader on the battlefield, directing his troops with precision and resolve. In the years that followed, Baldwin continued to lead his kingdom's defense, even as his leprosy ravaged his body, causing him to lose his strength and mobility. His mind remained sharp. At the Battle of Crescent in 1179, Baldwin faced Saladin's forces again. Though the Crusaders were defeated, Baldwin's ability to rally his forces and continue resisting Saladin's advances would prove critical in the years ahead. By 1183, Baldwin's condition worsened, but his tactical brilliance didn't falter. His strategy during the Battle of Lake Hula allowed him to repel Saladin's forces from the northern borders of Jerusalem. While Baldwin's physical strength dwindled, his leadership skills were undiminished. But Baldwin's most significant battles weren't just on the field. His kingdom was under constant threat, and Baldwin's ability to balance diplomacy with warfare was just as critical as his prowess with a sword. Baldwin forged alliances with neighboring Christian states, securing reinforcements when needed, and preventing Saladin from overwhelming Jerusalem. By 1187, Baldwin IV's health had deteriorated to the point that he could no longer lead his army. His kingdom, already weakened by internal strife and the relentless pressure from Saladin, was on the brink of collapse. Baldwin's death in 1185 would mark the end of an era for the Kingdom of Jerusalem. 2 years after Baldwin's death, Saladin launched his final assault on Jerusalem. The city fell, but Baldwin IV's legacy as a warrior king endured. His defiance in the face of his illness, his military victories, and his unwavering leadership inspired generations of crusaders to continue to fight for Jerusalem, even after his death. Baldwin IV was a king, a warrior, and a symbol of perseverance. In a world where kings were expected to lead their people in battle, Baldwin showed that true strength doesn't come from the body, but from the will. His story is a reminder that even in the darkest of times, courage and leadership can triumph over adversity. The Leper King's legacy lives on, not in the battles he fought, but in the spirit with which he fought them. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories from history's greatest warriors.